All righty, my guest right now is a 3-time national champion wide receiver out of Mount Union College. He's only the third coach in franchise history to lead a team to the playoffs in his first year, and most recently in his second year, just his second year, led the Philadelphia Eagles to only their 4th appearance in a Super Bowl. My next guest is Nick Sirianni, head coach. Welcome to the #1 sports podcast in the world.
Shoot, thanks for having me.
You're dressed very fittingly with the Underdog apparel, my foundation, Be Philly Underdog.
It fits good.
Thank you so much.
I don't wear any other hats but this.
You've told me that's your favorite hat.
That's my favorite hat.
And I do appreciate that.
That's my favorite hat. I'm looking for, you know what else I'm looking for is black on black.
Black on black?
Can we get that?
We can make that happen.
Can we do that?
For you, Coach, anything.
I appreciate that.
So you are the king of wearing T-shirts. And this is why I'm doing this, because so Nick always wears some T-shirt theme of either one of his players, sometime. There we go, Slim Reaper.
The Slim Reaper right there. That's all. I think that's the only thing that I have anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know where my other shirts are.
You've lost them?
I've lost them.
I do the same thing. I misplace them all the time.
I got about 1 million T-shirts of you guys.
You had that Jalen one with the glasses. That one was super sick.
That's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one, yeah.
But this is Nick's famous dog mentality, dog culture. So this is Zach's.
Zach's guy.
Yeah.
Zach's guy is the owner of
dog culture.
Of dog culture.
That's right.
And so he had them always in Indy. Right?
Got it.
And then boom, we had some in, we got the guy to order them, and then Zach was was with us last year, and got us some more.
Zach killed this because I love this hoodie.
It's a good hoodie.
Cut off.
Yeah, it's good.
And being in Indy, home of Pat McAfee, who's always in the tank top. I feel like I had to have the guns out.
That's a good look. I always, when I wear that one, I love that one.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I'm wearing a shirt underneath. I'm not wearing just that anymore. So
sure.
But I got a couple shirts that go underneath that one, but that's a good one.
All right. Well, you just finished your second year as an NFL head coach. What was different going out of your first year? How did you change? What did you learn?
You know what? The biggest thing I felt like that changed was I think when you're a coordinator or when you're a position coach, you can look and be like, all right, here's what we got. We got this team here. 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 Cool. All right, we can win all 4 of those. We can do. That's what you think. I don't know why, but I felt like I thought a lot like that when I was a position coach or a coordinator.
Okay.
But as a head coach, I felt like it was really important that I just was here. Right. And just locked into just that day to get to the next day, because I didn't want you guys thinking about that, I wanted you just thinking about the next day, and sometimes in coaching, you got to prepare for the next week. I get that and all those different things. And you got to do more so of that when you're a position coach or a coordinator than you do the head coach. And so I just thought it was really important to just lock into the day. And that's where we talk about so much. This day, this meeting, this one.
It's just finding out new ways to say, don't think too far in advance.
How many different ways? Yeah, how many different ways can we say that? And you thought, how many times did we say that?
One of my favorite ways you've ever said it was the infamous Roots quote, where you compared the Eagles organization to a plant just growing its roots, and we're going to keep growing these things, getting better every single day. When you look back, you gave that speech, I think when we were 2-5. We're 21-7
How about that?
Since that speech, which was crushed in Philadelphia. I mean, like most things.
You know what I said? I said in Philadelphia it was a flower. And I did. I remember when I said it to you, I said plant.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, I'm sitting there interviewing and I'm like, yeah, it was a flower.
Well, you wanted it to become a flower. Like a flower is a beautiful finished product.
Right. And so I said flower to them and it was like, no, it ain't a flower.
Fans are funny. Some of the outfits, like the flowers there, I mean, Philadelphia is very creative. But is it, when you look back, how real did that metaphor end up becoming, though? We grew all through the first year. We ended up making the playoffs after a bad start in 2-5. You guys somehow kept that thing going, morphed it into what it needed to be, and we ended the year really strong. And then had the year that we had this year. It ended up being an unbelievable metaphor looking back.
And all that was a metaphor, because we had already put the work in. It's not like we said that, right? And everyone was like, yeah. It was just what we were doing.
Yeah.
I was just basically painting the picture. Sometimes they ask me how'd you get all these guys to think about your message and be like, yeah, that's a good message. And first of all, I always say, it's our players. We have unbelievable leaders and captains and people on this team, but also, I'm not saying crazy things. I'm saying, hey, if you connect, we're going to be better. If you compete, we're going to be better. Like, oh yeah, if you hold each other accountable, we're going to be better. Now we live those things every day. Yeah. We practice those, but we all know though those are common denominators of a good team. Well, it's the same thing. We were doing all those things, right? We were building foundation, and everybody wants the foundation. Everyone wants it to pop as soon as it can, and all of us want to do that. But sometimes the roots need to grow, and or the foundation of the building needs to grow, or however you want to compare it, for everything to stay sturdy and stay rock solid as you continue to grow higher.
Yeah. And finding ways to keep guys doing that. Yeah. Like you said, like finding new ways. Like one of the things that is very underrated or not even known, I guess, is I think your team meetings are unbelievable. The more we get accomplished in those meetings is more than I've probably had with, I think, any other head coach. No offense to Doug, Chip, or Andy Reid, but the team meetings are, one, you stay true to the messaging, right? But you find new ways that guys lock in to listen to it. But then also the coaching that happens in the team meetings, the film of good and bad, not in like a call out way, and just like, hey, we're going to show when we do things right so that everybody knows, hey, this is what we want you to do. Right. We're going to show when things don't go bad so that guys can learn from that instead of just the guy that made the mistake. And then also just the coaching of situational football.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a feeling if you just turn the TV off and on, it'll just pop back on.
Every time something's fucked up, I can't fix shit.
Dude, we joke about this. Everything technical, the running joke with the whole podcast is turn it off, turn it on. Unplug it, unplug it, and plug it back in. We'll go through all these technical workshops, and it all ultimately comes down to just turn it off and turn it on.
I have a great story.
Okay.
All right. So I'm like that all the time, and every joke is always like, "Did you try turning it on? Is it plugged in?" They're like, "Yeah." I go, and every time I go, "I'm out."
Yeah.
I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
And so our fireplace has been broken for 6 months. I love going home when it's cold out, turning the fireplace on, sitting in the couch, letting the heat, just like, I love that.
Yeah.
For 6 months, I've been saying, like, hey, my dad was here. I'm like, can you call the guy? And my wife, like, can you call the guy? No one's done it. No one's done it. Like, what are you doing? I'm coaching.
Yeah, I'm busy right now.
And so we have this guy coming in to do our patio. I don't think he knows anything about fireplaces, but I'm like, hey, let's give it a shot. Yeah. He draws up the patio how we want. I'm like, hey, bro, do you know anything about fireplaces? He's like, yeah, let me look at it. He's looking and he goes, hey, when's the last time you changed these batteries for the remote? I'm like, if it's the fucking batteries. So we come through here. He's looking at it. He goes, change the batteries. Let's see what happens. Put 4 new AA batteries in.
Instant fire.
I was so mad, like, because that's my thing. That's how I fix it.
Why do I feel like this is going to be a speech to the team in the future? So all of his speeches end up being real life scenarios. It's like, listen, things are going wrong. You don't know why you're having a bad game. Just turn it off, turn it on. Replace the batteries. We're on to the next play.
I'm definitely doing it. It's 100%. It's just another way to say dog mentality. You're 100% right.
Oh my gosh. You, more than any coach I've ever been with, are obsessed with situational football. Have you always been obsessed with it? Is that the job of the head coach, or is that, I guess.
I think it's the job of the head coach to present it, and then everybody else to echo it and get those coaching points. One thing I always say to the guys is going into that situational Saturday walkthrough, right?
Yeah.
Is, we have the meeting on Saturday and then walkthrough. I always say, hey, make sure position coaches, coordinators, echo the coaching points. Get one more opportunity to say, down no mas means this, whatever. Just echo all those things. And so, but where I became obsessed with it was in Kansas City. Was we had a board, like, in training camp, like, here's all the situations we need to get covered. And, like, I guess when you hear, like, that it's important to Bill Parcells, because Todd Haley worked with Bill Parcells, you kind of think to yourself, like, oh, shoot, that Bill Parcells was obsessed with this. Cool. Here we go. What did he do? Boom, 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 boom. Right.
It's interesting because Belichick is renowned for being such, and he was also a Parcells
disciple. Maybe that's where it all started too. So that's where the start of it came. And then I was kind of like, then we went to San Diego after that, and we were and Coach McCoy was really big into that too. And I think Frank and I had a big part of, thinking through all the situations, and it's just kind of grown every place I've been.
Yeah. How many situations Is there even a number? I feel like each week you guys bring up a new situation that you've learned by watching another team.
And that's the beauty of growing, right? Because there's always something new that comes up that you're like, shoot, we didn't practice that.
Right.
We haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
Great. Let's talk about it. We just got better. Like there's a cool feeling in that too, of watching somebody, do something and be like, wow, they did that really well, or, oh, they really messed that up.
Right.
And you say, we got to coach that. We got to do that. Now, there's a fine line too of being like, well, of knowing what's important, because the list can go like this, and just like plays can go like this. Well, what's important that we need to harness in on? I mean, how many times have we run heave ho?
Yeah, not often. We've done we've walked through it every single week.
Frank Reich used to say to me all the time, he's like, nobody, like every situational Saturday, because we did the same thing, and he goes, nobody, and I mean nobody, practices heave ho more than you scripted. And and it kind of became a joke, but then I'm like, well, shoot, if it comes up, it came up for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl when they played the Niners. They ran heave ho.
Yeah.
They ran heave ho in that game. And so like, shoot, who knows? Because who knows when they come up? That's the beauty of it. Like you have to be like so in tune to the situation, because you never know when it's going to come up.
Well, and I like that you guys, I feel like a lot of coaching staffs talk about that amongst themselves. What I really like about you is that you talk about it in the team meeting. Mm-hmm. So like all of the players end up becoming aware. You're not aware in every situation, but maybe your buddy next to you says, hey, this is this situation. This is what play we're running right here. Or like, I'm watching the Super Bowl, and right after they got that the penalty go to the first down, I'm like, we got to be in LA right now. We got to let them score if we want any chance to win this. And sure enough, we pop it. We execute it really well, but Jared McKinnon's just a little bit, Jet's too smart.
That was a really smart play.
It was a very unselfish play.
And obviously very smart, but from their coaches, because they
to get that in. Yeah. No mas.
And so, you know what? I felt like, shoot, what if we would have practiced that a little bit more? What if we would have done, like that's where, how we are. I'm always like, this is what I could have done better. What if we would have done a little bit better to get the guys a little closer? Like, we're going to tackle. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Did we walk through it? Like, that's where I'm beating myself up. Like maybe we should have that's in situational Saturday.
I thought that they did a good job.
They did a good job.
Yeah, but you could just like maybe be a little bit more like dive and then miss his leg on purpose.
That's how my son does tackling and real tackling drills. You don't really want to get hit yet.
Right.
And so he'll come up and he'll take this angle on these angle tackling drills. I'm like, he's not even close. And he'll sweep the back part of his leg.
Just take a terrible angle, but run full speed and just get the guy thinking about that, so maybe he forgets that he's supposed to go.
I'm going to have Jacob Sirianni come in and demonstrate what to do. And demonstrate what to do.
Just put on tape of Pee Wee football and be like, this is how we want you to do Olay.
Awful angle. Terrible angle. Like every time I go to his practice, I'm telling you, I'm watching it and I'm like, you can just see right from me. I'm like, it's even going to be close. But he ain't going to get hit, and that's what his goal is right now. So he's actually accomplishing the goal he wants to accomplish.
He really secretly wants. All right, let's get back to growing. So one of my favorite things outside of the Roots speech, because I actually really like that, was after your first press conference, you get killed by the city of Philadelphia, Angelo Cataldi, everybody.
I like how we throw Angelo. Yeah.
Well, you threw Angelo out there talking crap about Gannon, so I'm like, I'll throw Angelo. But he just retired, so he can't talk shit to me anyways. And I think a lot of people would do that. And you could respond. There could be multiple responses to that, whether you like, okay, now I don't want to do press conferences anymore, or like, fuck all these guys. No, I'm sorry, family show. All right.
So fuck is off. We can't say fuck.
You can. Right. We do it all the time, but we try to not to, because there are kids that watch it. But you use it as a way for the team to notice that you're being accountable to getting better. You talked about, in one of my favorite team meetings, you do your second press conference and you practice and prepare even harder to make sure that you are better in your second press conference. And I think that that's an unbelievable message for a team to hear, that like, hey, the head coach is trying to get better. Yeah. And it's a very concrete example of trying to get improvement. And I think that leads itself to players then being easy to be like, okay, if he's accountable and being real with himself to know where he needs to get better at, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah. I think that's part of leadership, right? You know, and that's why, if I want the players on our team and the coaches on our team to hold each other accountable, I got to hold myself accountable. And then think about why we have a good team. Like, look at the leaders we have. And I'm saying you and Fletch and BG and Lane and Jalen and Slay. And I'm just naming the captains, and Jake, right? Yeah. And you guys do that every day. And it trickles to the rest of the team.
It becomes the culture.
It becomes the culture.
Yeah.
It's what you live every day, right? And so I think too many times. I feel like we've all probably had coaches that too many times you felt like, I don't want to say it's like, man, I don't want them to think I'm wrong, and I'm not going to say I'm wrong up there. But we're all wrong. Yeah. We all make mistakes in that, and I think that's important that we talk about them, right? It's because all that matters is we get better. And the other part of that message was, hey, the second interview, I went in there and I crushed it. That was awesome. And I turned the radio on to listen to what they said, and I still got crushing me.
I mean, if Philadelphia, it's gonna, you do have to tune it out a little bit until even when you're doing really well, you still got to tune it out.
You still got,
because then they're gonna love you, and it's like, listen, I gotta realize I'm not what everyone thinks I am.
Remember how many times you said that this training camp?
Yeah.
Like how many times did you say, like, hey, listen, I love the players that we're acquiring and that we have, and look at practice, it's going unbelievable. We're working our ass off. Yeah. Everything's coming together the way we need it to, but don't make it for 1 second that the names on, you said this, you said this 10 times in training camp, that the names on this paper,
start listening to that.
Keep working, head down, work, and like that's the same message.
Let's get back to your first year. So we ask players this a lot, who are like, what was your welcome to the NFL moment? Do you have like a welcome to head coaching moment? Was there a moment in your first year that you were like, man, being a head coach is either not what I expected, or like very aware of like everything? Like, was it the press conference? Was it the roots? Like that everything you said is going to be overanalyzed? Sure. Was it a moment in a game?
Yeah, I think the opening press conference was it, like, because just like everybody's going to
listen. They're like really reading into this.
You know what I do? I tell this story a lot. So we played the Patriots. I think it was the first game that we had in preseason.
Yeah.
Maybe it was second, because we practiced against them.
We definitely practiced.
And it wasn't the first week. So it was the second week. All right, we played Patriots. And everybody's talking like, hey, like, listen, you get the job and people say, rebuild. And like, the first thing you think of, like, no way. That's not no coach, no player ever in the history of the game says, hey, this is going to be a rebuild season.
Yeah, we're just going to, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah, right. And so like that was the message almost that you were getting from outside. Right, from the outside, like, hey, this is going to be a rebuild. This is going to be whatever, and that never went into play. Right, we worked just as hard that training camp as we worked the last training camp and everything like this.
And you go out every game expecting to win and have success. Like, there's no game where you're like, well, I guess we're a rebuild year. We're just
let's see what
who
happens.
Cares if we win? Yeah,
that's not in any of our DNA, right?
Yeah.
And so we play that game. We got smoked.
Yeah.
We got smoked, and it's a preseason game. I get it. Like,
Same thing happened this year with the Dolphins.
The same thing happened this year with the Dolphins. I don't think you guys didn't play. Remember, because Jalen.
Well, in all the games that we practiced with those teams,
we didn't play.
The starters don't play very much.
Yeah, that's right. Like, remember, I think you guys were going to play, but then
we practiced really well against them.
Yeah, Jalen had something. He got something. We did practice well, and Jalen got like something. I don't remember what it was, and we're like, no one's playing. Because
you're right.
Remember that?
Yep.
So we get shellacked.
Yeah.
Right. And they're booing us at halftime. Yeah. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh, yeah.
So I get in the car with my wife, and
this is I remember you heard this. I love this. Please tell it. Yeah.
I get in the car with her, and I go, this freaking preseason. And we just had a really good practice, 2 practices against the Patriots, who are a really good, well-coached team, good players, everything. And they were booing us. And she's like, well, what'd you give them to cheer about?
It's an all-time quote by Brett Sirianni.
Yeah. And I loved it. And I just thought to myself, like, we have people that will hold you to a standard. I love that. We have that'll hold you to a standard in this city. Yeah. And we got to live up to it.
Yeah, maybe this is why you've assimilated so well to Philadelphia, because your own wife, Brett, is giving you the exact same treatment at home.
Exactly. I can go through it 24/7. But that game against the Dolphins this year too, right? And you never want to go out and put a bad product on the field, right? Right. By any accounts,
people are paying to see you play,
right?
But even more than that, you want to continue to be playing well and improving, and just to go as far as you can,
right? Remember, they didn't practice because they all had food poisoning or something like that. Remember that?
I forgot about that.
One practice,
yeah.
So they played all,
and
their
then
guys.
All their starters played fresh. I didn't even think about that. Like, yeah, okay.
I'm watching things happen like in that game.
Yeah.
And Tyreek Hill runs right by our secondary the first play of the game. And we're all on the headsets going, they're going to throw vertical to him right there. Back up. So that's where it started. Like,
see it happening before it happens.
And then we had that 6-1 play. Remember, we got the 6-1 and we ran storm. And then
we expected to just get generic defenses as a preseason game and didn't have anything in for this.
Oh, I was so mad. And so I started like, I was ripping the guys on the headset, and just like unbearably. And I remember Shane or somebody that can calm me down was like, "Hey, listen, we got our butts kicked against the Patriots too last year." I'm like, "No, this is unacceptable." So same kind of thing.
I do think some of that stuff's good though. It's good to get your butt kicked in a meaningless preseason game and bring it back down to earth and be like, "Hey, we got a lot to fix."
Yeah,
from all, not just players, like the whole building,
everybody.
It's good.
Yeah.
Did you get any advice from other coaches or anybody that ended up being like the best advice? Something that ended up being true, like man, you know what that guy told me? That ended up being 100% accurate.
Yeah, you get a lot of advice from a lot of different people. And I have my main mentors in life and this and that. But I remember Chris Ballard saying to me, he said something to me like before, because obviously he was the general manager at the Colts, and then I was leaving. He goes, "Hey, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to own them and move on." Yeah. And I remember in my first week or so, like, forget the press conference, but it was like hiring things too. And I'm trying to get everything right and this and that. I'm like, I really messed that up right there. Okay. And it was just something I messed up with. I can't even remember what it was, but I remember waking up in the middle of the night, like just turning. I'm like, oh, that was a bad mistake. I couldn't go back to sleep. I was just on my mind, like, bad mistake. It's crazy because I heard Chris's voice say, "You're going to make mistakes. Yeah. Own it and move on." I owned it and I moved on, and I was able to get through that. And that's accountability, and that's dog mentality, really, when you think about it, right? You own it, right? Accountability. And you get better from it, accountability, and then you move on, dog mentality. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, you talked about mentors. I know you've talked about Frank a lot. Both of us have been fortunate to work with Frank. Had an emotional deal with after the game against Indy this year. Do you want to describe your relationship with Frank, or like what? Yeah,
sure. He's like my big brother. I got two older brothers, and then Frank's like my big brother because, and I don't ever say he's like my dad, because and then Frank, I don't want Frank to feel old. Right, so I'm always
more out of respect for Frank.
More out of respect for Frank, and so I'm always like he's like my big brother, and he just prepared me for everything, right? Yeah. As a head coach, as a coordinator, because he was a coordinator when I was the quarterback coach, right? He was a quarterback coach when I was the quality control in San Diego. So he was just preparing me, and he always took a liking to me and was preparing me for all the next steps, right? And again, what's a great preparation is you lead by example, right? And that's what he always did. And just other things, life in general things, family, kid. Like, this guy's an all-American guy that has good knowledge on everything. So I just always felt like him as like a big brother that leads by example, always pulled me aside to help me prepare for my next journeys. And so you're always grateful for that, and a good friend of mine.
Yeah. You talked about being a coordinator, right? Like, what is the biggest shift going from being a coordinator to like a head coach?
Like, I think all the things that are important to being a good offensive coordinator are equally as important when you're a head coach. Yeah, you're just doing it with the whole team now, right? Like with me, right? You got the job because you were deemed as good at being an offensive coach and the things that you do. So you don't want to lose that when you become a head coach, right? Yeah. You want to continue to do the things that got you the job and provide your expertise on that. So, continuing to do the offensive stuff. And then I thought what was really important was to be able to say, hey, all right, I have this wealth of knowledge on offensive football. I need to share this with the defensive guys. Yeah. I didn't do that as a coordinator. Now, I talked with the guys like, hey, what would be hard against this? But every Tuesday I'm in a meeting with Gannon, like, all right, well, what are they doing?
Yeah, now it's more structured.
Now yeah. Right. And so like, all right, well, you guys got to determine if this is the right thing to do here. But I tell you what gives this play problems is this. Yeah. And that's their main play. I'll tell you what gives this receiver problems is this, and figure it out how the pieces fit. Like, so like that. And then also with the defensive guys, but it's just now connecting with the entire team, because if you're taking your role as an offensive coordinator of just more than the guys that's calling the plays and correcting the film and doing that, and you're taking it as I'm the mini head coach of the offense, right, then you're preparing yourself to be the head coach of an entire team. But I think that's exactly what it is. Now you're in charge of the entire team.
I'm going to take what I was doing with the offense now more to the whole team.
More to the whole team, exactly.
Yeah. How does hiring an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator go? Because does that help, having actually done the position and when you're interviewing these guys?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I
guess you just hired two new ones.
I just talked to Shane, and we were talking through it, and he was talking about somebody he was going to hire and this and that, and he was going back and forth, and I just reassured him, and not that he needs my reassurance or anything like that, but I just reassured him, like, Shane, me and you have evaluated coaches 1,000 times more than we've evaluated players. What do you mean by that? And he didn't say that. I'm saying it for here. Well, we're always sitting there while we're watching players, or while we're sitting there game playing, or while we're doing this. We're always sitting there and hearing other coaches talk. And we know that was a stupid idea, or we know that was a great idea, or that was a bad coaching part, or that was a good. We evaluate coaches whether we know it or not, more so than we even evaluate players, because that's what we do. Like, we're in there we spend more time with.
Who you're communicating with the most.
We spend more time with them than our wives, right? And he's like, "Wow, the gut." And I'm like, "Yeah, go with it.
Yeah.
And like, it's the same thing here. Like, I think it's really important when you're hiring guys is to make sure you have different people in the room that give you different expertise, right?
Yeah.
Here's who's in this room. I want offensive guys here that, like Jamal sat in all the defensive coordinator interviews, and so did Kevin, and so did Brian.
Yeah.
Right. And then there were some defensive coaches that had some expertise in all three levels that sat in there as well. And then you talk and you think about the questions you're going to ask, and you have a list of them. And then at the end, you eval it, right? What'd you think here on fundamentals? Boom. What'd you think here on the run game scheme? Boom. What'd you think here on the situations? Boom. And all the things that you just did with that player, you go through and you give them just like we do with a player. Plus, minus for the day.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, you try to cast a wide net and listen to a lot of different guys talk. Like, I really looked at that as an opportunity to say, we got a great opportunity to get better at football. Like, we don't go to the National Coaches Convention anymore, right?
Yeah.
We don't go to we probably should go to glacier clinics and stuff like that and just sit in there. Why not, right?
You're going to learn something.
You're going to learn something. Well,
is it worth the time commitment, though? That's the thing.
Well,
right?
If there's one at the Philadelphia hotel, we probably, or whatever.
Should we start a coaching clinic just to get good minds come to Philadelphia and we can steal their?
Let's see if we get the Cowboys to come, the Giants to come.
This is a really big deal, guys. You should definitely come.
Should definitely come. A lot of people are going to be there. And but yeah, we got to sit in however long the interview lasts with the amount of guys that we did. And just sit there and learn ball and figure out you're doing two things. You're figuring out who you actually think the best possible candidate is. Right. And then you're also learning ball and you're getting better yourself.
Yeah. What are the qualities for an offensive coordinator or defense? Like, if you were to draw up the perfect coordinator, what would be the ideal traits?
Yeah. That's a good question because and Shane and I do this a lot because Gus Bradley taught us this. And so Gus Bradley would come and he comes up to us and he goes, "Hey, explain to me what the best coach, what does a great coach look like to you?"
Okay.
And you sit there for a second and you start to talk and you're like, "Okay, I got it." And you start to tell him, right?
Okay.
It's this. And he looks at you and he goes, "You just explained yourself to me." And it's like, and you think to yourself, you're like, I think I just did.
Yeah.
I think I just did.
That's what makes a great coach.
And because you think about the things that you do and you're like, yeah, I think that's good. And your warts too. You don't say those, but you say the things that you think are good about yourself. But the important thing is why I even brought that up is the important thing is it's like, you can't have 20 of me's running around. You can't have 20 of stouts running around.
Right.
You can't have 20 of whoever it is.
Yeah, 20 stouts would be a very interesting offensive install meeting.
It would be a great install meeting.
Yeah.
But
very detailed.
It would be very
long.
He's the best. And so it's important that you have, different styles too. Yeah. Because that leads to different ideas. That leads to everybody. And so I don't know if there's a perfect one but what the qualities have to be is you have to be an expert on offense, right? Or defense.
Yeah.
And the detail has to be so high, right? How many times did we say that, okay, here we go. How do we get a little bit better each day? High attention to detail and meetings started by coaches going to players. Full speed of the snap and walk through. High intensity of practice, right? And so the detail has to be so high because you can have all these different styles of coaches, right?
Yeah.
But what makes a good coach is detail. So that's the first thing. Being able to put the players in proper positions to make plays. What are you going to do against this? What are you going to do if you get a high tendency of this? What are you going to do if you get a high tendency of this? Right. And then ultimately is, can you teach players fundamentals?
Yeah.
Right. Because that's our job, is like to give you the guys the tools to teach you the things like you're here, right? And if you play with good fundamentals, you'll get here. It's not going to be like, right? But that matters in the NFL.
Huge.
That matter. All these things matter in the NFL.
It matters more in the NFL too, because I feel like so much of the discussion ends up being like, not even just between coaches, but between coaches and players, like high level, like structure oriented, like how can we gain advantage from emotion, formation, against this coverage, against this blitz? How can we design that? And then all of a sudden you lose track, also because we don't really practice that much too, but you lose track of the little fundamentals that allow you to do all these things and execute them at high levels, right?
There's no doubt. Yeah. It becomes too scheme-oriented.
Yeah.
And not the player and how he plays.
How can we make the player play at his optimal level?
And part of that is the right angle.
For sure.
But the next step, it's a both and, right?
You can be in great angles, but if the fundamentals aren't right when you're attacking that, you can be as wide open as possible.
Right.
If you haven't got on the judge machine enough, or whatever. I'm talking receivers like I know anything about receivers, but offensive line, you can drop the best run play if you're not approaching with the right fit, the right angle, the right hat placement. It can ruin the whole play.
I remember you guys came to me and said, "Hey, that Wednesday, let's do individual." Let's do individual there just to continue to fine tune the details. Yeah. And that's what we did. Instead of walk through Wednesday late in the season, we ended up going to individual, then walk through. Yeah. Right. Remember, and because you guys know how important that the fundamental is. So,
or conversely, it could be a terrible situation, but because a guy does some like unbelievable thing out there, makes a play, which started with good fundamentals.
Right.
Bails us out.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. I'm curious about this because my dad didn't coach high school football, but he's the first coach I ever had. He was my Little League baseball coach. And I think a lot of how I interact on a field and play sports and everything was dictated because of my dad and my brother. Mm-hmm. Your brother's a coach. Your dad's a high school football coach. I see them around the building all the time. So obviously you guys always are communicating. You've said that you compete against each other. What have you taken from them? Like, how was it growing up in a household that was like so into sports, football, coaching? And is that a big reason why you coach right now?
Shoot. Hey, we need 20 minutes. Man, I have so many stories of just that. Like, sports it's faith, family, football for us. And it's like, and really you could say football, but if we were in basketball season, it was basketball. If it was basketball, if it was whatever.
Yeah.
But like, there was just so much, man, our dad used to say to us, like, if you're going to play for me and this and that, you got to be really good, because I don't want anyone to think I'm playing you just because you're my son.
Right.
And so like we worked hard at it, and shoot, we lived about 1.5 miles from the school, and he was a track coach, right? He was a football coach for a little bit, got cancer. He got cancer, and then he just helped out on the side. He wasn't the head track coach anymore, or head football coach, but he was the head track coach for 46 years. And
holy cow.
I have so many stories that float through my head. Like, it'd be like, I'd have a hard workout in track, right? Or whatever. And I'd be like, all right, I'm getting in the car with my dad and going home. He's like, nah, yeah, you run. That's your cool down. I'm like, it was like all those, he did the scorebook at basketball games. Like, he would sit there and do the scorebook, like, hey, Sirianni 2 points, Miller 3 points, whatever. And he would sit there, and I'd have those. I knew my coach was watching. I had a great high school basketball coach in Scott Cooper. But then I had my dad's eyes like looking at me like, don't you mess this up, and yelling me over there too. Like, so there was a lot of accountability.
Sure.
That's for sure. And then what makes it really cool now is that we can bounce ideas off each other. My brother, Mike, who's the head football coach at Washington and Jefferson College, like, we gave him a 2-point play maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
Of like, hey, here's a play that we're running in the tight red zone. This is pretty good. Do you like it? Yeah, I really like that. I mean, I have all the tape. Boom, boom. Here you go. He called me, I want to say this year at one point, he's like, hey, they're starting to stop it. But we were 17-19 on that 2-point, on that tight red zone play. I'm like,
that's a good play right there.
When it's your older brother.
Is that 92%? That's got to be close to that.
It's like our sneak percentage. When it's your older brother and you can help him with something like that's pretty cool. And then where do I get that big brother feeling of, why did I get in the stands? Why did I yell at Indianapolis Colts fans after or Philly fan, whatever. I was yelling or celebrating with Philly fans at the end of the Indy game, because when you mess with one of my brothers, I get pissed, right? Like,
right.
you know, right? I remember like there was
personal.
I can't tell you how many times, like if the Southwestern Trojans lost and someone said to me something at school, like I remember I told you guys this story. Remember I got into a fight because I was sticking up for my brother and the kid kicked the shit out of me, right? He was an older kid and he said something about my brother. I'm like, and then I'm in the middle of the bus seat getting pounded.
Doesn't matter. You stood up for him.
You stood up for him, right? And so, but that's what's cool. Like to be able to, and I went in a lot of different directions there, but like being able to talk football with them still and what you guys and what they think here, what they think there, all the memories growing up and the accountability growing up and knowing what sports had done for us in our lives and how important it was and how sacred it was. And then just having each other's back at all times. Like, and so those are the things that I remember the most. I could tell stories forever about, you know, all sorts of things like that because, but just sports was so intertwined in who we were and what we did, you know, growing up.
Yeah, we did the same. We played any sport possible. We weren't football players. We didn't even start playing football till middle school. And you learn from all these. Like, it's fast. It's interesting to me that your dad was also the track coach because you have football, which is an insane, like the pinnacle of team sports and like cooperation. And then you have track, which is like, hey, depending on the event, it's you out there and you're doing this on your own and it's overly mechanical. You talk about like attention to detail, it's all detail. It's all hitting the precise things, I feel like.
No doubt. And we were triple jumpers, right? And so there's all like...
I've like watched that happen. I don't even know if I could coordinate myself to do...
It's all technique.
Yeah.
It's all technique. You can't... I'd nerd out on triple jump, but you can't have bad step phase. And like, and so we were good at technique because that was like, so we're fundamentals. Where's that come from? My dad, right? Like stuff like that. But what's funny about that is yes, track is this individual sport and football is this team sport, but my dad gravitated toward football always, right? And so like I remember him like being there like, okay, if this guy jumps this and their guy just going to do this, he could figure out the score of what the track's going to be if everybody did their job, hit their marks. Yeah. And so I remember one day I had food poisoning going into a track meet my senior year. I ate something at lunch in the cafeteria. Yeah. And I'm just, I can't stop throwing up. I'm And then my dad came up to me and goes, hey, you're in 4 events. I'm like, Dad, I can't, I'm throwing up every 2 seconds. He goes, I know, but okay, listen, I just need you to place at least third in 2 of them, and I need you to win the triple jump.
This is so...
I'm like, this guy. And so like, I'm running down the runway because he had figured out that if we do that, because I think I would have won a couple of them and maybe got second at a couple of them, but he figured out if I just got third, like he's doing the team part, he's helping all the individuals, but he's doing the team part in his mind. Yeah. And so I remember running.
I just need you to do this.
I just need you to do this. I would run down the runway. I would do whatever jump I did. I did high jump, triple jump, long jump, and high hurdles. Yeah. Right. I would run down the runway, and I'm just speaking of long jump and triple jump. I'd land in the pit. I'd throw up. Oh my! And then I'd come back. And
in the pit?
I get out of the pit.
I
get out of the pit. I mean, it wasn't land. Boom. It was land. Boom. Walk.
Like the moment your feet hit, like you go.
It was a nightmare day. But like he had figured, but he knew.
Did you get it done?
I think we won. I mean, shoot, we won
for the. They won.
But like he was figuring out how we could win as a team and so what my point is like it is always about like with my family it was always about team. Even
in individual things you find a way to correlate it back to the collective group. All right. Yeah. God, that's so similar. I got a combine story. I don't know if we have time to share, but same thing.
We got time.
I had appendicitis.
Fuck you, Bob.
I had appendicitis at the combine. I've never run track. But the combine is essentially a track meet, right? Like you have some drills
in
there.
You had appendicitis at the
I thought I had the stomach bug. I literally was throwing up. I would go in I don't even know if they still do this, but the informal interviews, because I wasn't good enough to have a lot of formal ones. So that was my time to like talk to these guys. And I would go from meetings to the bathroom, throw up, or out the other end. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I think I got like stomach flu. And then randomly on the day I was going to run, I felt a little bit better. Went out there, and that was the same thing. Like the 20-yard shuttle, like I have a really good time, and people are like, man, you're insanely athletic. I'm like, that's like that drill is all about. I'm going to do it precisely with the technique and the steps necessary. And if I do that, I'm going to run a faster time than if I actually try to run as fast as I can. So I'm doing all that, and then a little bit less than a week later, I find out I get sick again, go to the emergency room, like, hey, you got appendicitis. You got to get your appendix taken out. So that was my combine story.
Do you think any of your times weren't as good as what you thought they should be with that?
Well, no, I don't think that the sickness affected. And if anything, I was 280.
So you were back.
I was like 295 all working out. And then I weighed down, like, man, I'm like, this might make me run faster. I'm pretty light right now.
Can you imagine if that right there, the appendicitis right there, affected your draft status either way?
Well, I think it did.
Up or down?
It went down bad.
It went down. Okay.
Because I was 280. Well, I wanted to weigh 295. I think I'm the lightest or second lightest like center ever to weigh in at like in the modern era. Like, it's not good.
Well, imagine that. Like, imagine you would have went 10 picks before.
Yeah.
Without
everything
the appendicitis, you might not have ever been an Eagle.
I know.
That's insane.
I might have went to a team that didn't value athletic centers and got pushed down on the depth chart.
Who knows?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
That's insane. You'd have found a way.
I think so.
You'd have found a way.
I mean, I don't know. I've been blessed to be with Howard Mudd and Jeff Stoutland for a long part of my career too, and unbelievable head coaches. So
awesome. Two of the best offensive line coaches.
That's right. You were with Howard. I was with Howard. I forgot. Yeah.
I was with Howard. He was awesome, man.
Yeah.
And he loved fundamentals, didn't he?
Yeah.
He loved it. He was awesome in the sense of like, it didn't matter what conversation was happening in these, because he was in the off season. Rewind it. He was looking at the snap or the step or the boom. He was obsessed with fundamentals, just like Stout.
Yeah. I mean, before every game, he would have every player on the offensive line do a detailed report on the guy that they were going up against and like what your plan of attack was to play well. And every week, if somebody didn't say, it doesn't matter who we're playing, it all comes down to the detail and like how we do our job and like where we take our feet, he was pissed. Somebody had to say that. You could say, hey, this end has this move this great, this guy. So we had to, as players before that meeting, be like, okay, hey, you're doing the generic like detail. It always comes down to what we're doing. So
that's funny.
Howard was awesome. Speaking of detail, quarterback sneak. We got to talk about it. The NFL is about to ban it potentially. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
Our version of it, at least. Everybody just says, they're just pushing it.
Yeah.
There's no coaching involved. There's no detail to it. It's just rugby. First of all, is that disrespectful to rugby players? Like, what does a rugby player think? Like, what? Rugby's not entertaining enough to make it into the NFL? Like, the NFL takes plays from basketball,
How's Mulata feel about it?
Is there more to quarterback sneak than what?
You're setting me up because you know there is. Yeah. But you know what? We just went through, like, I just did this. I took all our quarterback sneaks, whether it was TV copy or whether it was this, and I had all the coaching points of, hey, Stout, give me your main coaching points. You know why? I did this in the season, actually, because I was going to use it for talking about a fundamentals talk and really get into like, guys, you want to know what goes into this play? And I was going to give the detail of every old lineman and give the detail of the, like, it is without getting into secrets, right? I mean, but like, it's the detail of every person.
It's more about details than a lot of other plays because it's so like condensed.
Yeah.
Like there's no room. Yeah. Right. There's no, if one person messes that thing up,
there's no question.
It's rough.
Like, think about, we missed one time because the guy came off the edge because the receiver on the edge didn't step down. Remember that? And like the guy made the play. The receiver didn't step down on the edge, and you guys up in the middle got all this push.
Eventually, we did. It took a second, but we eventually got it. Yeah.
But that guy slowed it down, right? And so it's the detail of every guy. It's the detail of Jalen and how he pushes.
Absolutely.
And I know he squats 600 pounds, and we see that all the time. But like, it's the detail too. It's the because you're here because you're at the highest athleticism of you guys, and then it's the detail that makes the play go, and it's every position. It's every position. But where I think it's cool is like, that's not the only thing we did off of it.
No,
we created some explosive plays off of it as well, and that's what football is, right?
Yeah.
This team's trying to stop this play, but no, they got something else.
We have something else as well, yeah.
And we'll have more next year off of it.
And they can push too. It's not like we're the only ones pushing. The linebackers are pushing on their side. So
and that was your point. How is it fair that they're able to push on a quarterback sneak and we can't?
Exactly.
How is that fair?
Yeah.
Right. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think there's some awesomeness to it. It's awesome. You guys are on display. It's always about you, Isaac, and Landon. It's everybody and Jalen, but it starts right there.
Yeah,
it starts right there. And every time someone's like, "Hey, how are you so good at this play?" I'm like, "Well, Jason Kelce, Isaac," and I don't say Isaac's last name right. So every time I go, they're like, "What do you think about the O-line?" And I go, "Or what do you think about your run game?" I go, "Let me tell you why the run game's working. Jason Kelce, Landon Dickerson, Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, and Isaac." And I don't want to mess up his name. So like every time I say it like that, but it's Isaac, it's you, it's Landon, it's Jalen. Right, let's go.
Yeah, it starts right there.
It starts right there.
You released yesterday that we had another version of that in that had Fletcher Cox theme.
Yeah, I spilled some beans.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's like. Why did we never run the version with Fletch?
You know why?
Why?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
because we did this with Slay last year. We had a play. Why do you put a defensive guy in? Well, same reason the Kansas City does something where they circle around.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. And we're trying to make it.
Yeah.
Right. And so we had Slay in one last year, right? And he had one. He did a couple different things. He had him in twice. But, they're going over adjustments, this and that. And sometimes it's hard to predict like when you're going to do it. Yeah. And so I remember it was a frantic moment for us, like Slay.
Yeah,
they came running in. And it was like,
they're not ready to go in.
They're not ready to go in. They're not standing there with all the other wideouts that aren't in. And so we got really frantic about it. I'm like, and it worked.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't do anything. He just did some weird motion and ran back out. But people were looking at him, and then you guys.
It could have gone bad. It could have been like a delay of game or something.
It could have. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was always on our mind. And so for whatever reason in the regular season, we're like, yes, let's go. Let's get Fletcher in there, this and that. And then in the playoffs, we're like, I don't know. Do we want to do that?
It's one of those things where you got to be up some scores to we're pretty comfortable. We're going to do something fun.
We're going to do something fun.
I still remember when we repped it for the first time. He pushed Jalen before he even had the ball. Like he was so fired up to do it.
That's another reason why.
So, hey, we got to wait till he has the ball in the snap skirt. And then it was so much force.
Yeah.
Like Fletch is one of two guys in the NFL where I've noticed their grip strength.
Yeah.
Like especially in his prime, when he would grab you, it was like, oh man, this is an emasculating feeling. Like this guy has complete control over me right now. There's like two guys I can think of. Him and for some reason Clay Matthews had the same grip strength.
Interesting.
Where they would just grab and you're like, man, this guy's got some strong hands.
Yeah. And you had to go against him quite often.
Yeah, especially when he was young in his career, they would have him play a little bit more nose head up. Back when Billy Davis was the defensive coordinator, like a straight 3-4, and I was like, okay, we got to rev up for this play.
Now Fletch definitely asked me multiple times, "Hey, we got the quarterback sneaking with Fletch," and sometimes because
they're fired up to do it.
They're fired up to do it. I think on the Super Bowl I just lied to him. I'm like, yeah, it's in. It's in. It's in. We're good.
Oh yeah, be ready, big guy.
Be ready.
I think that's it, Coach. Unless
perfect.
Do you have anything for me?
Shoot. Yeah.
Don't make something up.
No, I do.
If you want to ask me a question.
I do. So then I can't. Let me see exactly. We sent Jason the kegs last year. Did we go 2 or 1?
1 last
year.
We
just did 1.
Yeah.
And and that was a cool way to say you're coming.
1 keg is a lot.
It's a lot, so we shouldn't send 2.
Was that what you're about to do?
No, Lower Merion is delivered. This is from Tyler, because I said Tyler.
Lower Merion Beverage.
Lower Merion Beverage.
Yeah.
All right, I'd like a free keg out of this as well. Is delivering Kelce a keg of Natty Light next Monday. His request.
My first beer I ever had was Natty Light, so it's one of my go-tos still to this
That was
day.
a good college beer.
It was.
That was
It was super cheap. You get 30 of them for I think at the time it was like $12 or something like that.
Right. Did you in Ohio? You go through the drive-through to get the beer. Did they have those?
No.
They didn't have those?
No.
Those were the best. Did you never have one of those? You've never done that?
We did the drive-through.
So you had the drive-through. You went in and there's just beer and cigarettes and cigars, and that's all you could really get there. I think you get some chips and stuff like that too. And
was this in Alliance?
This was in Alliance.
Mount Union.
This was in Alliance.
Right.
But anyway, expect the keg of beer.
Perfect.
Natty Light. I'm gonna see if
you might need to come over and help me drink.
I'll definitely come over and drink it for sure.
I guess I have one more question that I've kind of genuinely always wanted to ask you. As I think about what's next, right? I've always thought coaching, right? And whether it's I think I know now whether it's at the high school or whether I try and do something in the NFL, I want to still stay in the game. I don't know if I'll ever be able to leave entirely. Do you have, first of all, advice or what are the pros and cons of coaching in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I think the pros is exactly what you said. You're around it. You can't you'll be able to do this until you're 45 like Brady, but like you say to yourself, I can't do this anymore. Or in my case, I wasn't good enough to do this at this level, but I can help other people.
Well, you're missing a calf.
I did play after that.
Did you?
I did. But I'm missing half a calf. But like, I think that's the thing. Like, you can help. You're a servant, right? You help serve guys to help them accomplish everything you ever wanted to accomplish. Like, that's special.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's right. We talk about this all the time. Like, it's the relationships that you're always you're still part of a team.
Yeah.
Right. You're still part of a goal to win and to get better every day. So you have these relationships with these guys. Like, that's the huge pro of it. Right.
Sure.
And like, those are the two things that come to my mind right away. Right. And you're obsessed with it. Right. You're obsessed with, like, I don't have any other hobbies. Yeah. Like, I don't like to play golf. I don't do any of that. One of my favorite things to do is like go home, spend time with the kids, like in the off season. Yeah. Go home, spend time with the kids, right? Whether I'm doing we're usually playing some sort of sport or whatever, eat dinner, spend time with my wife on the couch. And then, once we've talked and we're going to put on the show, boom, laptop on, and now I'm watching something. I'm watching something on football.
On this screen.
On this screen. Here's Desperate Housewives.
And then every once in a while the phone comes up and you got 3 screens going on.
Desperate Housewives, I don't even think that's a show. There's the Kardashians is up here, right? Kardashians up here.
Brett's a big Kardashians?
She watches the Kardashians.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, she's a reality TV show. She likes reality TV. I'd be like, what the hell is this? She's like, I don't know. It's just so she'll watch that, and I'll watch. I'm watching it too, but like, and then I'm watching whatever quarterback sneak fundamentals, whatever it is. Like, that's what I like to do. So, but anyway, you get to continue to do what you like to do. The cons, right, is the time. It's always about the time away from the family, but it doesn't have to be. As long as when you're home, you're home.
Yeah,
like,
you're present.
Well, you watch it. You had already been home, and now you're watching the Kardashians, and now you're watching this. That's okay.
That's part of bonding.
That's part of bonding. And so, what Brett?
Can you believe that Kim is doing? Yeah.
What Brett used to do for me when we were dating, and she would be like, she would take the notebook. Yeah. And I would watch the game after the game. This was and I'd say, all right, number. I was coaching receivers at the time. Bo 82 minus. Tell him that I want him, and she was writing the notes down, and then that went away once we got married. She didn't want to do that anymore. But it is
bait and switch. I'll write it down. I'm done writing it down.
I ask her pretty much. I say it once a month. I'm like, "Will you scribe for me?" And she's like, "No, not even a little bit." And so, but it's time away is the hard thing. But I know how much my kids. I know how much that was when they stood on that podium and at the NFC Championship game, and we hugged and this and that. Like, and I know how I felt. Like, having a dad like that was a high school coach, that I was always having access. Hey guys, do you want to go to the high school gym to run around and play? And then be like,
I know a guy that has the keys.
I know a guy that has the keys. I actually did that for my son's baseball team last year. Yeah. Something like, I don't know if it got rain or what. Something went down. We went to the indoor and we were throwing grounders and this and that. So there's negatives of not being there, but that's just about your choice too, of like, hey, when I'm there, I'm there. And then look at all these perks that you're going to grow up with having. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Shoot, thanks for having me, bro.
No, thanks for coming on. Yeah. And if Brett's a reality TV fan, make sure you guys avoid Catching Kelce with my brother. It's a tremendous.
Oh shit, I forgot that. Don't watch it. We're watching it. Is it on Netflix?
It's on something. I'm sure it's in the digital verse somewhere. All right. Appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah, thanks for having me. That was fun.
Yep.
Welcome to the New Heights post-interview interview, brought to you by Accelerator Active Energy Drink.
Hey, see this tweet? You see this tweet about my head coach? You don't downgrade him. You don't come after him for doing everything right and having a press conference about roots. Whoever the tweeter is that tweeted this, he's garbage. Attacking a head coach who does everything right. Are you kidding me? Criticizing a coach over a press conference. Where are we in society today? Come at me. I'm a man. I'm 35. I'm drinking Accelerator Active Energy Drink with 0 sugars, natural caffeine, plant-based thermogenics. It's got tons of great flavors. This one right here is Rocket Pop. Make it pop off like a rocket. I'm a man. I'm 35. I'm drinking Accelerator energy drink.
You can find Accelerator at Target, Albertsons, Safeway, Quick Trip, and Hy-Vee.
There it is. Nick Sirianni. What'd you think, Trev?
I see you, Coach. I was pumped. I wasn't expecting the guns to be out. Were the guns out the entire day? Did you ever put those freaking things away?
They were only out for the Nick Sirianni episode. We were in Indianapolis. Thought it would be a good idea to do one interview in honor of the Pat McAfee show. We're in Indy. We're in his home ground. Thought I'd get the guns out there. And then also, that's a dog culture shirt.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni preaches dog mentality all the time. So
dog.
Sun's out or no sun in Indy in the winter, guns out.
You already know, man. Were you nervous Were you a little nervous?
It was weird.
To interview him?
I'm not gonna lie.
You seemed like you were smooth though. You didn't seem like you were too nervous.
Well, yeah, Nick and I obviously have a great relationship. It is obviously an interesting dynamic, and it was the same thing with Howie. Like whenever you're interviewing somebody that's your head coach or your GM, but I got a great relationship with those guys, and Nick is such a charismatic, just genuine human being. It's easy to have a conversation with him.
You know it. Well, that thing was powered by our friends at Accelerator Drink. As I kind of
what
I've drank
Good time
that.
in there.
Yeah, it's already over. No, but seriously, he went over the flower speech.
Dude, that was an iconic one that he got crushed for early in his career. That is really, if you look at the stats, it's paid off to be a good speech.
Since he said that, you guys been rolling. What is the weirdest coaching metaphor that you've ever heard?
Man,
I got a few good ones.
I've already actually mentioned this on the podcast, and it's so weird that now I use it. But whenever Stout is talking about a tough run play, he says, "Hey, it's like pounding salt up a fat lady's ass," and I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. I just know it's not a play we want to run. It's going to be hard.
My guy Eric Bieniemy always says, "You got to give ourselves a chance to have a chance," and that one always just kind of goes right over my head because I was like, "Well, doesn't that just mean like give ourselves a chance? Like, aren't you implying everything that could possibly happen after you to have a chance?" Like, give yourself a chance just doesn't
that
like
means
having a
gotta
chance
be
after
like
that.
in position to have a chance.
Yeah,
It's kind of like another way of saying that. You got to give yourself a chance, meaning you got to get in position to have a chance.
yeah. But couldn't you
When
just
does
like
he
throw
use
that
it? Is
under?
this like a 2-minute phrase?
Oh, this is like an everyday thing. Yeah, this is like an everyday.
every day.
Yeah, this is like an everyday. Because,
You're going
fellas,
to
we
take-
have to
you're
be able
going
to give ourselves a chance to have a chance.
Like you're going, you're kind of.
It's
walking
ingrained
over to the
in me.
cafeteria.
It's ingrained to me. This is how much it's said. It's ingrained to me. It's ingrained in me to give myself a chance so I have a chance. Like, that's how much I've heard it.
So this would come up like you're talking to EB right at like offensive meeting ends. You're done for the day. You're going to dinner, and you know that if you don't get there quick enough, those chocolate chip cookies are going to be out. And you're
Gone.
like, man, EB, I gotta. It's nice.
I
Talking
didn't give
to you,
myself
but
a chance.
I got to go get these. I got to give myself a chance to have a chance.
And in order to do that, I got to go. Nick is stealing our just turn it off and turn it back on motto for the future of the team speeches. I tell you what, it's a good one to have. Turn it off, turn it on, restart that thing,
Turn it
reboot.
off, turn it on. I'm glad you just reminded me of that because watching this, Nick literally asked me yesterday, we were talking about this and he wrote it down from the combine. He writes down ideas for team speeches and we were just talking about this and I had forgotten it. And I just remembered it watching this interview again. Turn it off, turn it on for the team speech.
Works every single time. Works every single time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're having problems, just reboot.
Oldest trick in the book.
Dude, so, it was an unbelievable interview, but let's be real. Did he get you the beer that he promised you? He said if you're coming back,
That's right.
Did he get you the beer?
Yeah, he did. I got the keg sitting outside right now, and luckily it's cold enough that it ain't getting warm. It's untapped. I'm waiting to tap it. Probably will tap it this weekend on St. Patty's Day. That's right.
Always
yes, it's a keg of Natty Light.
Natty Light.
I know. Well,
natural
listen, I know there's a lot of beer
light.
snobs out there that are like, Natty Light. And listen, I love a good beer. I love a good, IPA, hazy
beer?
IPA. I like beer in general. Doesn't matter what it is. But if you're going to give me a keg of something that I'm going to have to drink a lot of, I'm going to go with a Natty Light. First beer I ever had.
I kind of made that mistake. There's a heavy beer out in Kansas City called Tank 7 by Boulevard and Boulevard Beer Company. And I tried to go through that in a keg. That is the hardest because it's a heavy beer. It's a lot of spices. That's a lot of beer to be, and you don't, you need something like a Natty Light, like a Bud Light, something that's just smooth and crisp. Just
the hair above water, and it's going to be delicious. I can't wait. I'm going to make a fire outside. I'm going to invite a bunch of guys over. I got like 50 pounds of one of these cows out there in the freezer. We're going to make a bunch of burgers and drink some Natty Light. It's the first beer I ever had. Actually, the first beer I ever had was Milwaukee's Best, technically. And then I was like, what is this? I don't like the taste of this at all.
Yeah, that's one step above piss.
I was 15 years old or 14 or whatever it was. And then I went and had a Natty Light. So,
kids, drink responsibly.
One last thing from the Nick Sirianni episode. He did mention that he wanted a black on black. This is his favorite hat, our my foundation. Underdog Apparel.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's sweet, man. Dang, well, now I got to get
the new
one
hat
of those.
that he requested. And we had them made just because of that episode. So,
Okay, Coach Sirianni being a
I got to
trendsetter.
get better at putting on hats. So, we got you the black on black, Coach.
You, as requested. Hope you guys enjoyed that Nick Sirianni interview. I know I'm sure going to try and get my coach on here one day. Coach, if you're listening. How
about, dude? So I ran into Andy out in Indy at the combine. Great mood. I don't know why he's in a great mood. Actually, I think I know why he's in a great mood.
Probably because he has like 11 picks in the draft.
Yeah, well, Andy just won a Super Bowl. And he forgot about that. And then, I think I'm going to text him. I'm just going to take care of this.
All right. Well, we
got
it.
Have
then.
the Andy Reid in.
You got it. I won't bother you, Coach. I'll let Jason hit you about it.
Come on, you got to do it. It's got to come from you. Now you're making
all right,
me
I'll ask
like.
him.
All right.
I've asked him a million times on the show, so I might have to, like, if I see him, I'm a FaceTime.
There you go. That's a good way to do it.
See how he's doing.
You a big FaceTime guy?
Yeah, big FaceTime guy.
I hate FaceTime. Well, that about wraps up this episode of New Heights. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube to the New Heights channel so you know when new episodes are coming out. Listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to check out that merch over at homage.com/New Heights.
You heard the man. Once again, New Heights is presented by Wave Sports and Entertainment and brought to you by our friends at Fireball.
Hey.
Shoot 'em back, baby. Follow the show on all social media platforms at New Heights Show with 1S for fun clips throughout the week. And thanks to our production and crew. We always, are very fortunate that we have stuff to talk about on the show. And we just appreciate you guys so much for providing us with this content, man, and making us look good when we know we're just a bunch of dummies up here. And thank you to all the 92%ers, baby.
Hey!
Woo! Always appreciate you guys tuning in. And please let us know what you guys think of this episode and obviously the Nick Sirianni interview. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Until the next time, peace!
Why are we watching this again? I'm kind of proud of it, though. With the sound,
dude,
it looks pretty good.
You should be proud. Oh, my God. Hey, run.
My headphones are flying
Flopping
all over the place.
Yeah, that shit is gold. Welcome back to New Heights 92%ers, a Wondery show produced by Wave Sports and Entertainment. Woo! And brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh,
Let's go Sports Bar. Gotta love BW3s, baby. We are your hosts. I'm Travis Kelce, my big brother Jason Kelce, out of the University of Cincinnati and rightful owners of the Victory Bell. Shout out to the Bearcats getting it done over there in Miami. I forget what the actual name of the city is.
They're
Hamilton
Oxford?
City or something like that. Yeah, there
it's
it is.
Oxford, right?
Oxford. There you go. Getting it done after a tough loss to Narduzzi and the gang in Pittsburgh. But yeah, we're rolling, baby. Subscribe on YouTube, Wondery Plus, or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with one S. Jason, why don't you tell the people what we got coming up?
Trev, we got another incredible episode. We're going to get to the Chiefs' thrilling ender versus the Bengals,
I love the energy.
as well as the big Jason Kelce Monday night extravaganza, where all the Atlanta fans are probably really tired of seeing me, and I fully get it. I'm sorry you had to sit through that, Falcons.
Oh, no. They want to see more of you.
We're also going to break down the biggest stories from across the league, including a brand new meaning of the term chunk plays. That's right. Can't wait to get into that.
Ooh.
But first, as always, we're going to get to the other new,
Anna.
the new news.
New news coming in hot.
New news. Hey, here's some new news. New news is brought to you by United Airlines, where good leads the way.
Man, we got airlines in on this.
We're airborne now?
Crazy. I'm going to take a United Airlines flight this weekend.
Are you? Are you guys United out in KC?
Yeah, that was actually the slogan for the team last year was United.
Nice. I love that.
Had nothing to do with
That's a good.
the airline.
That is a good. That's. I've never thought about that. United Airlines using that as like. Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the airlines. I think it just had to do with United.
Is that how United Airlines became United? Did they unite?
They were once an ununited airline, and then they gathered all the airlines together, and then they became United.
What's the history of United Airlines?
That's a great question, Jason. I don't know if we got a really good show.
United Airlines.
I don't know if we got enough time to Google these things.
Does United Airlines have a Wikipedia?
Yeah, it does. Everything has a Wikipedia.
This is crazy. United traces its roots to Varney Airlines, VAL. That's a big name upgrade to United.
Yeah,
I'm not getting on Varney Airlines.
Whoever's decision that was to go from that name to United. They should have got paid.
It wasn't their founders, probably. Walter Varney is the one that founded Varney Airlines in 1926 in Boise, Idaho.
Ooh, the Idaho gang. Okay.
Continental Airlines is the successor to Speed Lines, which Varney had founded in 1930. This Varney guy he's a transportation
Pioneer.
mogul.
He is
this
a
guy had a lot
pioneer.
of stuff going on.
Yep.
And whose name changed to Varney Speed Lines. So he just started changing everything to his name. Okay. In 1934. Then VAL flew the first privately contracted airmail flight to the U.S. on April 6, 1926. Man, how about that? Okay.
Absolutely nothing interesting at all. Let's get to some bonus content.
Oh, here we go. This is it. Okay. In 1927, William Boeing founded Boeing Air Transport. I think we've heard of that one. To operate airmail routes under contract with the United States Post Office Department. In 1929, Boeing merged his company with Pratt & Whitney to form the United Aircraft and Transportation Corporation, UATC, obviously, which then set about buying, in the space of just 28 months, Pacific Air Transport, Stout Air Services, Varney, and National Air Transport, as well as numerous equipment manufacturers at the same time.
Jason, the energy was so good.
On March 28th, 1931, all of these airlines united to form United Airlines Incorporated.
It's what we came up with before.
Yeah. So
Confirmed.
It makes sense. All right. Guess we can do the show now. Bonus content update on bonus content next week. We'll be dropping our first piece of content exclusively for our Wondery Plus subscribers. I wonder what it is. They haven't even told us yet. Last week, when you guys asked what you wanted for bonus content, and here's a few of your suggestions from Emma, Fell in Love. Is that like a lyric or something? Do we know? All right. Anyways, I'm sure many Swifties and tons of dads, daughters would love some New Heights Show bonus content teaching football concepts in an ELI 5 format. What the hell is ELI 5?
What is ELI 5? Explain it like I'm 5.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that's probably one of the better ideas that the 92%ers came up with.
How would you explain football to a 5-year-old? How do I do it to we're
not very good at dumbing down football. I've realized this.
I talk about it with Wyatt, but it's like, it's real dumb.
Wyatt is 5 or will be in like 3 days.
A couple months here. Yeah, she's coming up. Not even 1 month. So there's Uncle Trap. She doesn't really know football. I don't even explain football to Wyatt. Yeah. I got to figure that out.
Nice.
Wyatt.
When you try and
Ellie, what do you think about football? Tell me what the rules of football are. Don't put your head through the railing. You got stuck last time, remember? Don't do that. Okay. Kai, does Wyatt know the rules of football? Where would you start if you were explaining football to a 5-year-old? Explain how scoring works.
Yeah.
But that's like,
you got to start with the downs and
we're getting okay. We're gonna move on. This is going nowhere. Anyways, I'd love to be able to understand the NFL portions of podcasts, but a lot of this is hard to grasp as someone with no background. The only problem with this is I feel like to explain football, it's easier done with visual. Brandon? This bonus content is audio only.
Audio only, correct?
Yeah. So I just don't know that it's going to be great if it's audio only. I think
it's going to be a little harder. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's a good idea, and we can figure a way to do it audio. I think that makes sense.
That's like I said. I think this is the best option. Let's go to some other options.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, we have more options. I'm sorry. Yeah, we do have a show to do. Okay, bonus content idea. Keep it simple. Give us the deleted footage. No,
that will never happen because then we won't have a show at all.
Yeah, there's a reason it's deleted.
Me and Jason will have nothing else to do on our Tuesday afternoons
or Mondays. I will be.
Yeah, we all will. Yeah.
I'll be driving Wyatt to school every day.
You'll be able to tell Wyatt exactly what football is after that.
All right. So that's not happening. Sorry.
No, that's definitely not happening.
And then Big Blue World _fishing. Jason, doing food reviews on things he'd never tried before sounds like good bonus content. Well, I mean, that kind of leads us to this.
How about it? That's actually perfect timing. Shout out to Kai.
Yeah.
For perfect timing.
Well done, Kai. So last week, you guys mentioned something about pumpkin spice lattes, and Travis and I told you that we've never tried them. So I figured I'd try one now on the show.
I hope it's scorching hot and it just fucking burns your tongue.
So this is something that's nice about lattes, which I never have. I always drink black coffee.
Yeah.
The milk, it's never scorching hot because you have the milk in there. So it's always drinkable. Watch. Now I'm kind of nervous.
Burn them.
Not gonna lie, it's pretty good.
Nice. Give us your review. Tell us as if it was bonus content.
It doesn't taste like coffee.
Okay, so not coffee.
If you don't like the taste of coffee, I highly recommend this.
I think that's all lattes.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes like it almost tastes like somebody melted. What are those old school? You remember those old candies that you had in like grandma's house? The butterscotch, like little candies.
Oh, baby. The gold wrappers. Yeah.
It kind of tastes like if you melted that down into like a liquid form and then added some spiciness to it. That's kind of what it tastes like.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably be into that. I used to fucking pocket I'd take a handful of those candies. It was those ones and then the little strawberry ones that actually where the wrapper made it look like it was a strawberry.
Gosh, what is it about? Why are we reinventing candy when those have been around forever? Those strawberries, nothing's top of that strawberry.
Dude, one of my favorites were the Lifesaver, the cream savers, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Where it was the orange and like, I think there was like strawberry creamsicles or cream savers. Lifesavers. Dude, they were so fucking good. I used to fucking house those things.
Pumpkin spice latte. Tremendous. If you don't like coffee, highly recommend it.
Nice.
It's a really good way to have coffee without having to taste it.
I got a feeling anything that has like too much creamer in it, I don't love it.
I just only drink black coffee. I don't add anything to it. And now
I just love the beans at this point. I love the earthiness.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's just like, when you're so addicted to a substance like caffeine that the faster your brain recognizes that what you're drinking is just straight caffeine, the more you're just immediately, I don't know that it matters what coffee tastes like. I think my brain would just absolutely love it. It would trick my mouth into loving it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You play tricks on your mind all the time.
All right. Well, yeah, so maybe that's some bonus content. We can do some food reviews. We're still figuring this thing out.
They only want Jason reviews. They don't want anybody else's.
What do you not want to do? You're not a big experimenter with food.
Dude, you know how to get the best out of like the reviews.
Your reviews are great. You just don't want to eat it. I don't like it. We got to get you reviewing some goat.
Dude, I'm not eating a goat.
Come on now.
I'm not eating.
Have I told that story on the podcast?
I don't know.
About, what was it, 3 years ago? I'm in Los Angeles and I'm visiting my brother, and my brother makes a reservation at this restaurant called Lady and the Goat.
Heard great reviews from it.
I decided, I'm like, yeah, I'll go down there. And my brother proceeds to not eat anything and complain about there's so much goat on the table.
I didn't think it was like Chick-fil-A where all they have is fucking chicken.
They had other stuff than goat. They had a lot of other things.
It was a 5-star restaurant, and every single piece of protein.
The food was fantastic. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, it was highly recommended to us.
If you're goat forward or just have a palate that is something that resembles an advanced palate, you would really appreciate it.
Advanced palate.
But Travis proceeded to just not eat anything and eat In-N-Out immediately after going to this 5-star.
I think it was more so the fact that I knew that In-N-Out was right down the street. And I was just like,
why am I even eating this when In-N-Out's right there?
That double is about to fucking kill any of this fucking goat. I already know it's about to be so fucking good.
I do like some of the fine dining, but like, there's just some things that you're not going to top.
Once you get your mindset on it, it's just like,
hey, you want to go to this fancy new brunch spot, or do you want to have a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin? I know exactly what I want. And it's the one that I don't even have to get out of the car to get.
It's so true. Oh, God.
Got my girl Janet working the freaking drive-thru. How you doing, Jason? Fantastic. I'm about to shove the most unhealthy thing down my gullet, and it's going to be delicious.
Well, that does it.
We're still figuring out exactly what we're doing. If you listen to us early, if you want to listen to us early or without any interruptions and get this bonus content, we're still giving you 3 months free of Wondery Plus.
This is only available for a limited time, so get going, 92%ers. Visit Wondery.com/New Heights offer to redeem.
That's right.
And that was new news. A lot of new news, a lot of stuff happening. And shout out to Pumpkin Spice Lattes. New news brought to you by United Airlines.
Formerly Varney Airlines.
Varney Airlines.
Just learned that.
Shout out to Varney.
Shout out to Walter.
Where good leads the way. Let's move along to week 2 games. Shout out some fan mentions.
The Chiefs social team shared a clip where they asked the team what was the most random thing that you've purchased since being in the NFL, and a lot of you demanded some more explanation. I like watching these clips for the first time live and just getting a really authentic reaction.
It's the best.
Oh, I saw this clip.
There's a lot of random stuff. A lot.
Juicer?
I got a GameCube too. Is that random?
I got real instantaneous plants.
Plants. Yep. Plants?
What a human-sized hamster ball. I don't know why. It is fun though.
Do you have it?
I don't think you ever shipped it because it couldn't get shipped.
Damn it, dude. Somebody
Remember, you tried to ship it. That thing was heavy. It was
dude,
like hundreds of pounds.
It was like a fucking car.
Yeah.
I was like, why the fuck is this thing so heavy?
Can we find the whereabouts of this hamster ball?
We have to, dude. I'm not going to lie.
Maybe that's a piece of bonus content.
Yeah,
maybe not the best for audio.
All the dumb shit I bought in my life. I don't know where it is. I thought I had it shipped to you, but if you don't have it, somebody's fucking having some fun with a human-sized hamster ball right now. There were some bowling pins too. It was a human-sized hamster ball and bowling pins.
We need to get this hamster ball because Wyatt's at an age where we could just shove her in that and just push her around all day. And
oh yeah,
that sounds like a great time. Yeah,
and it's like a safety box. That's why hamsters can go in there. Yeah, keeps them away from all the cats. If
you guys don't know what we're talking about those inflatable giant balls where the inside is hollow. Yeah. And you kind of can go in there and run around and move. I mean, it's exactly what Travis is saying.
And that is by far the most random shit that I've ever bought.
You bought a lot of random stuff, Travis.
Dude, it's up there. But that's probably the most
What's
fun
some other random
shit.
stuff?
Ah, man.
You're a big art collector.
Yeah, I do have a bunch. I got a bunch of trinkets. I just have shit.
Yeah.
I have so much shit. Loads and loads of shit.
I'm trying to think of like what else, like those red moon boots
those were free. Those I didn't buy those.
You didn't buy those.
Yeah, somebody sent those. That's all I could think of. That's all I could think of when I read the questionnaire too.
I mean, that's the epitome of random thing. Should I take Zorb to some tailgates? There's got to be something we can do with the hamster ball at a tailgate or something like that.
Dude, we gotta find this thing or buy another one.
I mean, at this point, probably just buy another one, right?
Dude, don't buy it the way I bought it because that thing is way too fucking heavy.
Is that a business expense? Can we deduct that? Can we get like Wave or Wondery to pay for it so that we don't have to buy it because it's technically a prop?
Green jacket, gold jacket, who gives a shit? Just fucking buy that thing, dude. This is what it is. That's neither here nor there, dude.
That was so good.
God damn it. What we need to do is get that thing in the Lumbaby games. That's what we need to do.
That thing floats, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we could do something out in the water with something like that, right?